Hey Adam, this is Aladdin. I was looking at your website and I saw that you were analyzing this photograph. Um, it's called Japanese Garden, but it looks like an Indian lady, like a picture from India. But uh, I just want to take a stab at analyzing it the way from what I see, okay, and just share it with you and kind of get your feedback on it. One of the reasons why it works is because when we start looking at the color, um, well, one of the things that works about it that's kind of nice is you have all of this green, you have this purple, and this blue. Okay, and here's another value of the blue, a lighter value of it. And then you have what we would call a soloist color, okay, which would be your basically your red orange, okay, and that combination of red orange, green, violet, blue mixture is really pleasing, very fun um, palette to work in. And so that part of it, the color scheme, works really nice and adds an emphasis to this lady here, the old lady. Regarding the design of it, it's interesting because I actually don't think it. I don't think it works very well at all. The reason why is if you see how dark this branch is, and you see how light this area here is, if you would squint your eyes, or let's say, let's just go ahead and take all of the color out, okay, you'll see that that here is your darkest dark and your lightest light relationship right there, okay. Let me go ahead and erase, if you will, okay. Um, messed up here. There we are. Okay. So what you'll see is that that's the lightest light and the darkest dark inside this image. If you notice the old lady, she actually disappears because the values, the darkness of her colors and the lightness of her colors, um, are very close to the surroundings, and so she kind of fades away. And if we actually blurred this image, here, blur it here, you'll actually begin to see, um, if we blur it as if we were squinting our eyes and get all these little details out of the way so we don't get too confused, you'll see here how she just disappears. And so she disappears, and this becomes the subject and the main focus of the picture. One of the nice things that's happening actually in here, if we say this is the subject, okay, um, would be that your eye, since we read from left to right, okay, we're going to come in and we read from top to bottom, right? So we're starting here. As we're coming across here, you see these verticals pulling you down, okay, and you even see it somewhat in here, okay. So this whole section, you have this and you have this, and it comes across. So the eye is going to come in, travel down, like so. Once it gets into this area, it starts to have this nice curve through it, okay, mimicking here, which allows it to bounce. So we have the eye coming down, but most important, you have this diagonal that comes all the way across, and it's repeated here. And this is really the most powerful part of this whole illustration. Photograph. You can see how this diagonal is going through this photo. It's extremely strong. It's the strongest part of this whole entire photo. So what's happening is your eye starts over here and wanders, it comes down, bounces up, and comes here. Okay, so your eye is going to go, it's going to come down and shoot up here. This being your darkest, this being your lightest. So everything in the photo goes to that, making that the subject. Now, if we would have, um, darken the values back here. Okay, so I'm going to play around with this real quick. So let's go ahead and we'll burn these. Okay. Oops. We're going to color burn these here. Okay, darken this back here so that the trees, the bark of the trees, the trunk of the trees, and the background tend to blur more in value. They're much closer. The contrast is not there. This contrast up in here would be a lot less. Okay, so we vignette the edges. Okay, now just by doing that one little thing, that woman just pops. Okay, we would then come in here and darken this area. Okay, so that the value, so the contrast isn't so harsh. Okay, then maybe we just go in and we just lighten her a wee little bit. Okay, something like so. And now, if we were able to darken lines that came across, okay, to pull your eye more across, let's say we throw a vignette up there, darken that coming across this whole thing. Okay, now your eye will travel a different path. Now your eye is going to be, because of these movements, is going to be shooting over here, and now when it catches on that diagonal, it brings you to here. Okay, and if we look at the new image, once we did a little color, or not color control, light and dark correction, let's go ahead and take out all the color. We can see we have a little problem up here, that being too light, so we can let's say just pop, 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 pop. Okay, now that's not an issue anymore. Okay, and then if we blurred it as well, we'll see that the old lady, oops, so that's now where we're coming at. Okay, and she becomes more of a focal point. Now obviously we have some problems with the darks in here. We got to bring some light in there, bring some more shadows, some more dark in there. But you can see how by darkening the values in certain areas, lighting it in others, toning some of it down, that's going to work a lot better than the original. So here's the original. Boom. It disappears. The tree is the subject, and this one, the woman is the subject.